Hi guys, I wanted to actually go over this assignment with you and give you a couple of suggestions and an example of basically what I would do. So, one, binge watching. I- I'm going to gladly admit that I do it all the time. I completely binge watched and with an E one weekend when my parents came up to babysit my child. It's amazing. You should all watch it. Maybe not binge watch it though, but Anne with an E, really good. Based on Anne of Green Gables. There's a whole book series. Anyway, so let's get into this. Firstly, if I just kind of scan through this top part, binge watching only dates back to 2003, and that's because in 2013, Netflix decided to release an entire season, the entire first season of House of Cards, which is actually a really awesome political TV show. Watch it when you hit juniors in high school. It's a lot. You won't be interested in it, most likely, until then anyway. Okay, so binge watching is declared the word of the year in 2015. Amazing! So, 73% of Americans admit to binge watching, with the average binge lasting at least 3 hours and 8 minutes. 90% of millennials and 87% of Gen Z state they binge watch. So, that's amazing. That's a huge percentage of our population sitting in front of the television and doing nothing for approximately 3 hours and 8 minutes. And I guarantee you, a lot of them actually probably fudge their numbers. So, the coronavirus pandemic has led to a sharp increase in binge watching. I wonder why. Can't go outside. Well, not supposed to go outside. Not supposed to be close to people. Not supposed to be doing things. Sit inside and watch TV. As a matter of fact, it's led to several stations and like Disney Plus releasing things early and a whole bunch of things having to skip movie theaters because as of right now, that's not a thing. So let's quickly get into, is it good for you? First pro, binge watching establishes beneficial social connections. That makes sense off the top of my head without reading this. Yeah, I talk to my friends at lunch all the time about things that I watched over the weekend or that night, especially if it's one of those like weekly series, Grey's Anatomy, I'm looking at you, or if it's one of those where it just spits out an entire season at once. So that's the first pro. I can see that. That's a pretty good thing. All right, let's do a con. Binge watching leads to mental health issues. Okay, so I want to read a little bit more about that. When binge watching becomes rampant, viewers may start to neglect their work and their relationships with others. Okay, that makes sense. So the more I want to spend time in front of the TV, the less I actually be productive and get things done. Alrighty. A study found that rather than relieving stress, excessive TV watching is associated with regret, guilt, and feelings of failure because of a sense of wasted time. Yep, totally guilty of that one as well. So, alright, about 50-50. Number 2, binge watching has health benefits like stress relief. Okay, alright. So apparently, binge watching releases dopamine, which creates a feeling of pleasure and can help people to relax and relieve stress. Alright, I agree with that. I like to come home, especially after a day of teaching with you guys, and just I don't want to watch anything heavy or crazy. I do pretty much go back to The Office. I don't necessarily say I binge watch that because I don't have to anymore. I've binge watched to the point where I don't even have to see the people. I watch it on my phone. I don't even watch it on my phone. I play my phone like a radio and I just listen to it. All right, con. Binge watching can cause serious physical health problems. That makes sense. If I sit and do nothing for a long period of time, my body eventually starts to deteriorate slowly. All right, I can see that. So maybe not so great to do that. But what if I'm walking in place or working out simultaneously while binge watching? Is that too much? I don't know. Let's keep going. Number 3, binge watching makes a show more fulfilling. Well, yeah, because I get that sense of accomplishment where I start with the story and then I can actually end it, or at least have some sense of a wrap up to an extent. So, all right. Con, binge watching makes the show less fulfilling. Also makes sense because then, like, when I'm done, I'm done. Especially with Netflix, when I have to wait an entire year a lot of times for a whole another season, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's head back over to our assignment. Do you prefer watching several episodes of a show one at a time or one episode per week? And then how does your viewing experience change when you binge watch? Oh, you guys, I don't know. It kind of depends. As of right now, in this moment, with this pandemic happening, I want to binge watch. Mainly because I'm not supposed to be outside, I'm not supposed to be around people, so I want to binge watch. But at the same time, I also like on Thursdays, that's my Grey's Anatomy night. So I know what's happening every Thursday. I get excited about it. I have a whole little routine to it. I'm kind of annoyed right now because it is every Thursday, so that's actually helping me keep track of the week. Oh, I don't know. How does your viewing experience change when you binge watch? Well, again, a lot of the times I feel like I binge watch because I'm bored. So like once my Grey's Anatomy episode is over, then I get up and I go do other things. So I can see that as being a good thing. So my viewing experience is actually fairly positive. Whereas binge watching, I sit and I watch and I watch and I watch. Like my parents and I binge watched Lock and Key last week. It's really good, but I could have been doing something for those other 3 or 4 hours that we were sitting and watching. So I don't know. All right. Well, I feel like I've talked enough. If you have questions, let me know. But that's just kind of a brief little thing of how my mind works as we do this assignment. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this on Thursday. Bye.